Hello everybody, welcome to Rotor-Talk. I'm Edward Lyons, your host. Oh, let me turn that music off. Technical difficulties, here we go. Welcome to Rotor-Talk. I'm Edward Lyons, your host. I've got some good news. I've got a great guest on tonight, Benedikt Haak from everything, from Micromotor Warehouse. He's an innovator, inventor. He's just a great guy. We're going to have him on a little bit later on tonight. Again, welcome to Rotor-Talk. Greetings from the state of Maine. It was a beautiful day for flying. I did some flying myself today. Interacted with a game warden pilot who was out stalking the lakes of Maine with brook trout, or as we call them up here, brookies. And it was a good day of flying. So let me get into some things here. Let's see. Excuse me. All right. Okay, I want to first start off. Ben Haak, as you know, as I said, is our guest. I want to thank our sponsors, but first I just want to go with some of you are new viewers, and I really welcome you for tuning in tonight. This is a one-of-a-kind program. Nobody else is doing it. It's a live program. It is being recorded for rebroadcast later, but it is a live program. Some people say you can't do it. Ben Franklin said to those telling somebody they can't do it to get out of the way of the people who are doing it. So we're giving it a shot here. I've got some field correspondents coming on tonight. Jeremy Beasley. Jeremy won the prize last week. Jeremy doesn't work for Rotor-Talk. He's just so enthused. He heard my call for field correspondence and reports, so he went out and put a nice 2-minute package together for us tonight. So I'm very excited to share that with you, and thank you very much, Jeremy Beasley, for putting that together for Rotor-Talk. Let's see. Now, like I said, for some of you who don't know about Rotor-Talk, if you're an RC pilot, you're in the right place. It doesn't matter what you're flying. If you're flying little SEMA helicopters all the way up to wings and multi-rotors, RC planes, whatever it is, if you're an RC pilot, you're in the right place. We're going to focus on, or I'm going to try to focus on every week, all different venues, or excuse me, genres, whether it be wing, RC plane, helicopter, multi-rotor, gliders, whatever it is. So I'm putting the call out, if you know people who are specifically into those typical categories and they would like to highlight them on the show, have them send me a PM or get in contact with me. I'm easy to get in contact with them all over Facebook. Just send me a message, or you can send me a message to Rotor-Talk as well. We've got a prize tonight we're giving away. It's a $50 gift certificate courtesy of Peter Allen and Aces Deals. And what we're going to do is we're going to have you, people that are in the chat room, see, this isn't going to work for mobile phones. What you are going to do is have you go to, give me a moment here, bear with me. We're going to have you go to Rotor-Talk's Facebook page, and I'm going to put a post up that's going to say this right now. Enter contest here, and I want you to pick a number between, I don't know, 1 and 500, and what I'll do before the show is randomly pick a number between 1 and 500, and whoever comes closest without going over will be entered, will be chosen to win the gift certificate from Aces Deal. So here it is right here on Rotor-Talk's page. Give us a like while you're over there as well. We'd like to have that. And enter the contest for that $50 gift certificate from Aces Deals and Peter Allen over there. All right, let me get back to the camera here before I lose my bearings. Okay, now, like I said, if you've not been or watched this show before, I've got a pledge that I've got to you. Again, I'm an RC pilot, first and foremost, and I'm here for you. I give away everything I get. My sponsors send me stuff. I don't keep it. I give it away. Okay? I'm not in this for personal gain. I'm in it for you guys. Okay? And I mean that. Anybody that knows me, knows my Facebook groups, just ask them about me. One of my sponsors is Runcam. They gave me a bunch of cameras. I'll be giving this away. Kind of light here. Oh, I might as well show the camera. Okay? I already had 2 others that I gave away. So I give away everything I get, and people send me a lot of stuff. So try to give it away every week. Some weeks the prize closet is a little dry, but the word's getting out about Rotor-Talk, and the prize closet's been filling up. So again, thank you to Peter Allen for tonight's $50 gift certificate, and we'll be giving that away before the end of the show. So my pledge to you is I'm only going to bring on reputable sponsors. I pre-screen them. If they're not good, they're not going to be a sponsor on Rotor-Talk. Their dollar is not worth it to me to compromise you or your integrity. Let's see. Like I said, we're all RC, rotors, planes, drones, wings, helos, and all the crazy stuff that's coming out. And man, there's some crazy stuff. In fact, a viewer posted to me earlier. Oh, God. All right. Yep, my mic is working. Everything's working. All right. Everything's working. Sound check, voice check. I just get paranoid because every week, if you know me, I forget something. So I see my mic is on. Everything looks good. Okay. So all the crazy stuff that's going on out there, we're going to try to bring that to you as well. And like I said, we're for the RC pilot. Nothing will stand in that way. Again, we won't compromise that. Mutual respect will be exercised here for all our viewers and listeners and guests. And our knowledge base we'll never put out something that's false information at all. If we don't know it, we're not going to put it out there. And we can certainly use your help in clearing if we have any questions about anything. And also, I'm going to put a call out again. This is your chance to shine. Rotor-Talk is looking for field correspondents. If you go out to a race, a show, a trade show, or an RC trade show, a fly-in, or if you have something you want a video you'd like to submit, feel free to message me. This isn't my show. This is your show. So I just want to showcase everybody and everything, all right, and try to do it in an entertaining way, all right. And let's see, big thank you to Luciano Manente. Luciano is the engineer and founder of Extreme RC TV. Please share. I can't emphasize this enough. Please share Extreme RC TV. There's nothing like this. One of these days, this is going to be a live channel, probably 24/7. I strongly believe that with what Luciano is putting together. So please share this channel with your friends. Have them sign up, have them get on, they can make their own they make their own groups. Now keep in mind, this is not a replacement for Facebook or the Facebook groups. This is just an enhancement, but it's all RC and everything too, not just RC flying, RC cars, RC everything. So please share it with all your RC friends. Have them sign up, have them join in, have them click around. There's all kinds of cool things. You can link your Facebook channel to it. And when you upload a Facebook video, it'll automatically upload to the Extreme RC TV channel. So there's all kinds of cool things. Soon we'll be able to stream directly to Facebook. There's great, if you're an advertiser or a sponsor, there's great ad packages on there. There's no salespeople to deal with. You choose your ad package, your price, your length of ad. It's very, very easy. So check it out. We want your sponsorship, and especially we want you to share us around. We really would appreciate that. And finally, I want to just thank my sponsors. Let's get over to my desktop here. First and foremost, I want to thank Kwok Dung over at Raycon Heli. He's also being sold through Aces Deals and Heli Nation over to Patrick McLeese. Thank you, Kwok Dung, for sponsoring Rotor-Talk. I forgot what the name of the show was. Thank you for sponsoring Rotor-Talk. Also, RC Logger. I want to thank the boys at RC Logger. Legendary customer service is second to none. I know those boys over there personally, and I speak from experience. These guys put together a great product. Check out the RC Logger Nova X350. Whoa! Turn that volume down. Check out the RC Logger Nova X350, all carbon fiber frame. This thing is the real deal, folks. Competitively priced. It can do anything a Phantom can do, so check it out. There's a lot of production companies, film production companies use these. So check them out over there at www.rclogger.com. Also, I want to thank Runcam. As you know, I can't thank Runcam enough. They were very open when I told them about the program, and they were very responsive. They said, what can we do? We want to be a part of this. And they said, let me send you some cameras, and they did. So again, thank you, Runcam, for your sponsorship. Bill Roberts over to Wheat State Hobbies. This guy's great. Super fast service. Wheat State Hobbies, your local hobby shop on your desktop. I've done business with him. I bought some parts that I needed. It was two wake-ups and a cup of coffee, and it was at my door. So check him out. Really great service over there. And of course, Aces Deals. I can't bring him up right away because he has audio in the background that drowns me out. So I'll do this quick. Aces Deals over there. Peter Ellen. I gotta shut you down, Peter. Can't handle this. Okay. Peter Ellen over to Aces Deals. great guy, legacy sponsor. Peter Allen sponsored the Rotor-Talk Skype call-in line. I can't say enough about him. I've done business with him. I bought my Phantom from him. Great guy. Again, great customer service. That's what we like here at Rotor-Talk. Okay, now Benjamin Haak. I'm right on time, Ben. If you're out there listening, I'm going to be calling you in about 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. In fact, I'm going to call you right now. So we got Benjamin Haak coming on here tonight. Let me close some of this stuff. Oh my God, going crazy here. And he's down in Australia, and he was out house hunting with his wife, and he agreed to stop what he was doing and come on the program tonight. So a big thank you to Ben, really, for coming on the show tonight. And he should be coming on here. Where are you, Ben? What have I got going on here? It's me. Let's put him on. Ha ha, Ben!
Hello, my friend. How are you?
Welcome to Rotor-Talk, sir.
I'm so glad to be with you here. It's been a long time since we met at a very similar place.
Absolutely. How's the house hunting going?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. So it's in the middle of our Saturday here on the Australian East Coast, and my current plan is to move house because the people who own this house here, I don't know, they have some other plans, so we are only renting this place here, but many of you might have seen on my various FPV I fly around the house videos.
Right.
So yeah, it's time to move house. Yeah. So that keeps me busy on Saturdays these days.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with the house. I feel like I could walk right in, make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and play with the birds, you know?
Yeah, an interesting journey it has been, you know. Some of my friends are really very paranoid about privacy and things, and for them, making videos and showing every part of your house freely available on the internet is a scary thought, but I had a kind of a transformation throughout the whole microcopter story, which was partially initiated, or at least accelerated a lot through your help, Ed. So thanks a lot for that. I'm really glad to be here today.
Yeah, kind of a funny story is I'm the founding admin of the Traxxas Flyers Club on Facebook, and they came up with the alias, and the alias, by engineering design, had a problem which burnt out the motors. Basically, it was the little pinion, right, or the little shaft, right, that bent and stressed out the motor. So people were really down and out and disappointed, getting a day or two of flight time out of the motors and not knowing why. And the motors were less than great, but I went out and I heard of this guy named Ben out in Australia who had this motor company, Micro Motors, that made motors that would go for the alias. So I went and hunted him down. I got to put me on camera for a minute so I can emphasize this. I went and hunted Ben down like a wild boar in the Australian outback. I really did. And I brought him in to the Traxxas Flyers Club. And when I spoke to Ben, initially he was like, well, I'm not really into Facebook that much. I don't do much on it. And, well, all right, I'll go on and I'll see what I can do. And and I was very helpful. I was like, I'll put your name out there. I'll promote you, whatever it takes. So he came on, and I think 3 weeks later, he was a member of just about every RC Facebook club. Yeah. His name really got around fast, and not just for the alias motors, but my God, Ben, for micro motors on microcopters, it just exploded, right? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's been indeed an interesting part of the whole process. So at that time where we got to know each other, we already have been producing motors for various micro quads, and then people came along and said, "Hey, can you not do something for the alias because the motors don't last and are not that powerful as we'd like them to be?" So we made them. Some motors specifically for that quad, and it turned out to be a huge success. Many people bought them. They not only have been lasting longer and performing better, but also we could sell them for quite a bit less than Traxxas were selling them. So many people bought these motors from us, and it was, and it still is, a really nice entry level, and also I think still quite advanced quad to fly the alias. I've seen many people who've been progressed a lot in their flying and their building abilities, and they still come back, including myself, to fly the nice and easy alias from time to time. And yeah, many of these people at this time, which was, when was that? I think in the beginning of 2014, maybe mid of 2014. There was very little knowledge about this, and I was a very early starter. I always enjoyed passing on knowledge about technology. So yeah, that was like a really exciting field for me. Many people actually suddenly interested in the things that I had come up with. Previously there was kind of more quirky niche things like for example, scheduling algorithms in network traffic shapers, things that not that interesting for so many people, but where I spent a lot of time developing and doing things, and this was then suddenly a topic where lots of people who didn't have that much interest in technology were suddenly interested in, wanted to know that just that little piece. I don't want to know the whole story. I just want to know what's that little piece that I need to know to make this little quad work. And yeah, then two things went hand in hand. I was really having fun and helping people to make these things work. And at one hand, I realized I need a lot more time to do that than I have when actually having a proper job at the time. At the same time, it was not just a job, but I was in a management position for a German software company in Australia. So I had a lot to do. So it was not done with 8 hours of work, but it's usually like 12 hours, 14 hours of work and lots of traveling. So there was not actually much time to do all this microcoptering and especially extensive online support for lots of people, etc.
Right.
So, it kind of was a natural progression that once I was telling people how to do things and then also how to source things. In the beginning, I was posting a lot of links to various companies and where people could buy some things maybe on eBay. But one of the main problems was not only what is difficult to know what parts you need, but then also to acquire exactly these parts, because many people are selling parts which are not always exactly the same, which are not described accurately enough so you actually know that it's going to work with whatever you're going to build. So I've decided, okay, no, I'm going to buy more parts. If I make a build that works, I'll buy 10 more parts of those, and then I give them to people who want to have them. And in the beginning, I just sold them basically at buy price or even gave them away. And then came the time where I said, okay, I need to make a decision. Do I want to stop doing this, or do I want to do it with a lot more energy? And for that, I need an income so that I don't have to spend my time doing other things. For example, in this case, installing network systems for banks and insurances. That's what I was mainly doing until 2013.
Wow.
So and it was a transition. For about a year, I was doing it at the same time. So I scaled my time down a little bit in traveling around Asia and spent more time in my home office here, and basically did 8 hours of work and said, I'm just now doing job by the clock, 8 hours, and my job's done. And then I went to work another 8 hours to build up my own business, which was based on providing the knowledge in the first place around microquads, because that's what I wanted to do, and second, to run a retail shop, which makes it possible in two aspects. It first makes it possible for people to actually follow my advice, instructions, build ideas, and second, for me to make it possible to spend all the time here and doing microquads 24/7.
Right.
Because I don't have to do anything else to pay the bills.
Right. Right.
So it looked like it would work out, and it actually does. So I'm doing this full time now for around 3 years. So my business card says chief scientist
I love it.
at Micromotor Warehouse. So yeah, that's my claim to fame.
I've been calling you the professor from down under, but now not only have you got into business doing this, but I've followed your YouTube channel and some of your builds, and they're wildly popular. You know, I mean, a tremendous amount of hits. You know, just an awesome resource to go to when you have a question without constantly bothering you. You know, you're always amiable and always willing to help when you can, but, you know, it's good to be able to just click on your video and say, what was he saying there? Or to go back. So I really congratulate you. Not only are your YouTube channel, but it's well thought out. Your videos are well thought out. So I really, really like that. If people don't know, I invite you to go to his YouTube channel and check out his videos, because it's really some good knowledgeable information in there. So congratulations on that, Ben. Now I notice you got a bunch of stuff in front of you there. What's going on? Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I've just, while I've been watching your stream, I thought I'll take out a few things. So I've seen Racon Halley is a sponsor of your show. So of course I have a few Racon Halley frames as well.
Okay, I've been interested in this, so please elaborate.
So this is one of the, of course you know this, one of the greatest successes currently in microcopter land. One version of the Tiny Whoop, which has really it's really been a phenomenon, not only in terms of technology but much more, I think, in terms of how people react, how things develop, how things work in digital social wonderland.
Yeah, amazing,
and,
huh?
Yeah, this is the Racon version of it. This is a 7mm version of the Racon frame. I haven't flown it yet because I've just the other day received flight controllers which will go in there. So I'm sure lots of you guys flying micros know these by now as well. The B-Brain from Newbie Drone. I was one of the lucky two, sometimes making all this noise and getting your name and face out there is helpful, because the guys from Newbie Drone actually sent me their very first, I don't even know where it is because I have so many of them. Literally in this place there's hundreds of microquartz, see the shelf over there. Yeah. This is full of things. It's not very well lit because the image what you currently see comes out of my GoPro, which I've put up there. So that's usually not up there. And, I do a lot of live streams from this camera here. So that's like a little bit of a behind the scenes for you up there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think I'd like to do that myself.
So yeah, I literally have like hundreds of quads and hexacopters and one only octocopter I do have, but lots of variants of especially quadcopters. One of my main principles of building is to make it as simple as possible to put together and as simple and ideally as unnecessary as possible to fix the things.
Right. Now,
so to make it...
I'm sorry to interrupt, but the Racon frame, what kind of flight time are you getting out of that?
It's not too much different. So the Racon frame is one of three I use to fly the Tiny Whoop and clones. The number two I like is this Ichin E010 frame, and then of course a lot of standard Inductrix frames I have.
Right.
The problem with the standard Inductrix frame is they break, so I hot glue all these corners, and there's quite a few different tips and tricks online how to keep these things from breaking. Right. But yeah, it's a constant pain. If you crash this thing around, there's not really much that's breaking. The only thing is these little struts are breaking. That's why, if you use this soft plastic frame from the Ichin E101, it's just not going to break much. That's a lot sturdier, but it's also like 2 grams more.
Right.
And the Racon frame sort of sits in the middle. It's aluminium, so this is. I wish Racon would use some other material than aluminium. It bends instead of breaking, and then once one of these ducts bend, you have a hard time of getting them back to shape. But as long as it works, it's quite nice because it's quite stiff compared to the plastic frames. Yeah, flight time is roughly the same. You know, you get all of them. You get somewhere between 2 and 3 minutes, depending on batteries and motors and a little bit of the weight. So, and well, you know, I haven't been talking about this one yet. That's, you know, of course the original now official. No, not the original. Sorry, the official Tiny Whoop.
Yep.
I think it looks a little bit like a Minion.
Yep.
So I painted an eye on the landscape. So yeah, my son loves painting stuff, so I give him the shells and he makes colors. And yeah, I think, you know, these, especially the Tiny Whoops and Co., they really revolutionized in many ways. You know, not necessarily how things work. They've just become smaller and a little bit more rugged. But how people approach this, and it just brought a complete new wave of new people into the hobby.
Right.
And yeah, this was from the very beginning one of my missions here to make this accessible to as many people as possible, and, you know, just give them the right information that they need to put things like that together, because there's so much that you could learn and would have to learn if you really want to do this all from scratch, but then it's still pretty hard. And, you know, I've spent the last 3 years or so not spending much of my creative mind time somewhere else, just with these things. So that's why I know it's very difficult to get all the knowledge together to build your own quad from scratch. And, you know, this was one of the reasons why I was making so many videos explaining people how I do this and what parts I use. But, you know, this is just so cool. You can buy these things for $100, and I was flying this around for, like, I received this on Monday, so today is Saturday, so I was flying this thing around a lot on around the house here. So I have 4 different ones. So I bought 4 of them. I put different motors in there and tested them with different batteries, etc. And, you know, honestly, I can say the stock version is pretty good. There's nothing you need to improve on. It doesn't. Many people complain about that it only flies 2 or 3 minutes. Right. But, you know, this is just the problem of Horizon Hobbies marketing. They just should have said 3 minutes, and then it would have been good. But they said 4 minutes and more, and that's why people get upset about it. But it was to be expected that this thing only flies 3 minutes.
It's the technology can only get you so far with something like that, for sure. So I've got one of those on the way myself. How far away do you think HD cameras are for something like that, Ben?
Well, you know, I've seen HD cameras on the racetrack, the Connex HD system, and currently they're just way too large to ever be considered to fly on a micro. You know, lots of people who are flying mini quads have issues with that, because the transmitter for that thing is, you know, as big, and there's like such an antenna you are supposed to mount to that thing. So I don't know, and to be honest, I don't think that necessarily HD or a digital link is the real main kicker, which makes it more accessible or more successful. Right. You know, I'm a big fan of large resolutions, you know, and I like to edit my videos in 4 or 5K ideally. Right. But you know, being forced to use all this, you know, kind of security cam technology from the 70s or something, you know, this kind of, you know, made me change my mind a little bit and really look what's necessary to have fun with that. And you can fly even with a 320p or 240p video stream. You can fly and you can have the feeling that you're actually there, because, you know, that's actually the case. You're flying up there, and even though it's just this crappy camera, it's enough to realize where you are and really, transport the feeling. Well, I'm actually flying there, and
that's a good point. That's a very.
And the only thing what's needed is this $100 toy, which, you can build a larger quad which has more transmitting power, and or you can buy an HD system and fly around, and it looks all much better. But at this point in time, that means that you are just running a lot higher risk. I can just fly this thing around here above my house and to the neighbors and whatever without worrying about hurting anyone or breaking any laws or whatever. Yeah, the only thing that I'm risking is, I might lose it. That's really the the strongest, biggest risk. And I only ever lost one of these little quads. Usually I make big efforts to get them back wherever they crash, or, just be careful up front. You can fly around a lot of places, and if you just stay above things where you could walk to, I can fly around the whole neighborhood here, and sometimes, I put up a large tripod on the deck here to increase my my range of motion and just fly around the other houses and the backyards, and, people know me, so that's why when they find it, I'll get it back, and I usually get all the backyards to get it back.
Hopefully you get good enough neighbors in your next place,
Yeah, exactly. So this is obviously one of my considerations, and I'm pretty happy here. So for all what I want to do, this place here works quite well. We just moved in and started, doing things. When we moved in here, running my own business from here was not part of the plan. So it's an exciting time to explicitly go and look for a place which would cater for that. But it's pretty cool up here with the view down here and the deck where I can do my my flight tests, etc. It's a pretty good place to be. So I'm a little bit sad to go, but things need to move.
Yeah, I hear you. I do have a couple questions. Richard Muse wants to know: do you make the controllers too? I'm not sure what he means by the controllers. Do you?
Yeah, sorry, I can't look at the chat room at the same time and focus so much, but I have the chat room here on.
Oh, okay. If you see, you can feel
on the screen. So I cannot scroll down here. Alan has left the chat room. So the controllers, we do make a few controllers. So that's a long story, and I'm actually quite proud that we finally had made them done. That's why also I'm wearing this shirt today, which is the Alien Flight shirt. So we. A long time ago, we started to make flight controllers, and there were some big problems along the way. So that's why I'm quite proud that we have them available now again.
Oh, okay.
So we make the Alien Flight Classic Narrow Brushed Flight Controller based on a very old design in terms of microcopter use. That's
this is great. Yeah, this is great what you're doing here.
This is like from
you certainly upped the show tonight, Ben. I'll tell you that much.
Thanks, man. So I have quite a few tricks here by the time, I've been doing this live stream for many times, and I figured this is a very nice view. Take a website with a dark background, and then I can have the website in the background and still talk about it.
Yeah, that's cool.
This is based on a very old design what my friend Lance and friend and ex-business partner Lance did years ago. In 2012, 2013, and then further refined the design down the track. And we had lots of troubles making them in good quality. And now we decided to pull all the registers. And even though this is $60 and you can buy for like $10-20, you can buy flight controllers in China. Right. We don't make any cent on that because we literally make and hand test them in Germany to enterprise standards.
Nice.
So this is made by. Pardon?
They're getting a quality product.
Yeah, exactly. So this is made by someone who's been making electronics in the enterprise for 30 years, and so he knows exactly what you need to do to source parts that are really as reliable as they are. And he retired now. He was running an electronics company for for 30 years, and he retired. And when he's seen on my LinkedIn profile that I've now made my own company, he rang me and said, "Hey, Benedikt, we got to do something. I'm bored. I need a project to do something cool.
Wow.
Can we not make some electronics?" And I said, "You're just calling me at the exact right time, because we've been struggling to make electronics for 2 years. Please help me." And so he said, "Okay, that's easy." And literally like 3 weeks later, he had a working prototype. And since we make these, and there are currently a few available, as I can see. We just received another. We only make them in small batches. We don't get them in large batches like you would see on Banggood. They make thousands or 10,000 or whatever.
Right.
No, we make them in only small batches. That of course has budget reasons, but also we don't want to make the same mistake what we've seen many other, especially large companies, make. They bring out a product and then people have problems with that. Some small issues, for example, there should be another resistor there to make the low voltage cutoff half a volt less or something. They don't do this because they made 10,000, 100,000 of them, and then they are pushing them down the market until no one wants them anymore.
Right.
And we don't want to do that. We want to keep in touch with the people who are actually using it, and if there's something wrong, we want to change it as quickly as possible. So we only make 100, 200, 300, maybe even 500 of the PCB, so that we can, if things happen, that we can change them. So not that we want to innovate much, because I think one of the good properties of a flight controller is that it has already gone through many hands, and many people know how it works, have experience with that, have tuning tips, have build tips, etc. And that's why I've decided, okay, now let's not develop any further. Let's just stop here and make this ancient thing. Because many of the, I think easy more than 100 quads that would be ready to fly. Might change a prop or fix a solar spot or whatever, but they're all sitting there, and most of them run the this Alienware flight controller,
right? Because
for me it's just the easiest to set up. This has all the things soldered to it that you need to set it up, and it has a well-proven software on it, even though the software wasn't changed. I don't know, the 2.4 release was, I think, in 2014. Hasn't changed since, but
well, if it's not broken, don't break it, right?
But also, the physics haven't changed since, so it still flies pretty good. So that's why, that's what we do.
Yeah, nice. I have another question for you. Do you get into match sets for motors?
Do I get into what?
They're asking match sets for motors. Match sets.
Yeah, we do that. So if you look on our website on motors, most of them, not all of them, but most of them, they come in sets, matched sets. My understanding of a matched set is 2 clockwise and 2 counterclockwise. Most motors that we sell come in that option because, well, they are in the first place meant to be sold for quadcopters or multicopters. Right. There are a few which are not. For example, this one here, it's a plane motor, so there's only one. There's some planes with have 2, but then you can just buy 2 of them. But yeah, so they usually come in matched sets. Yeah.
Are you aware of the new Parrot, the one that has a little claw on the front and shoots little balls? Have you seen that? The new little Parrot drone? I forget.
No, I haven't seen that. But what I've seen, what's very interesting, Parrot is a long-time favorite of mine, and I even had a brief conversation with Henri, is the owner of Parrot, because I have done some Parrot videos. Basically, I've taken the Parrot frame is one of my favorites. So I made a video a long time ago where I gutted the quad and put our flight controller and battery in there, and then put it all together that it looks like a regular Parrot, and then I was flying around like crazy here on the deck, and this got the attention of the CEO of Parrot, and we had a conversation based on that. He asked me, so what do I have to buy to make it like that? And so,
no way! Wow.
I explained it to him, and then I never heard of him again. So Yeah, I was honest and I said, no, it's not that easy. It's like literally lots of tinkering, and then you need to practice a lot, and then you maybe get it done. But if you want to get it done, I'll tell you how it works, and we might even be able to sell you a couple of flight controllers. But yeah, obviously that was not the solution that Mr. Parrot CEO was looking for. But no, he's a nice guy. It's very interesting.
The new Parrot drone that's like that frame you have in your hand right there. Somebody told me that the props don't rotate in the same direction as a quadcopter. They counter-rotate.
You mean just the one that's clockwise spins counterclockwise and just...
rather than spin inwards, they spin outwards on the new Parrot mini drone. What is it called? Hold on. Let me see if I can find that thing.
Well, I know that I have ordered one, which is the Parrot Swing, which is like a quadcopter with wings.
No, this is another one that just come out.
This is gonna be super cool. So I ordered 2 of these here, which just looks like a micro quad with wings.
That's awesome.
You're saying,
yeah, that's really awesome. That's a EFP or whatever it's called. EFP.
Yeah, so I think Parrot really makes very nice quads. The main issue I have with all of them, and I hope that changes a little bit with that Swing, because it's supposed to come with like a proper controller. Most of them are always running only off a smartphone app, and yeah, this is not the way I want to fly.
Yeah,
I want to use a big honking controller to fly these things around. Ideally, I would have like a large table, like one of these old playing tables, and literally 2 sticks. I'm not that much of a I'm getting there. I have a magnifier glass and lots of like little helper doohickeys to do all the fine soldering work. But if I can, I would like to have a big boy's toy. And for example, the transmitter I'm using is this thing here, which is almost like sticks like this,
right?
So that's what I like to do.
That's nice. That's a nice rig. What is that one?
This is a Taranis X9E. It's already out for quite some time. Just not many people know about it, and lots of people think that it's an ugly brick. And it is really heavy. But yeah. That's just the way I like to fly. So I like to fly FPV. I like to sit in that chair over there and have this thing in my lap while I fly.
Right? Yeah. Hey. Yeah. It fits in your lap.
I mainly fly FPV, and so that's why I like to sit, or ideally on that chair over there, or on this one as well. The best position is to lie down and fly FPV, because then you don't have to worry about your body. If you watch many people fly FPV, they keep turning their head, or they slouch completely, and they lose control over their body. And one of my current things that I practice is to keep control, to relax, because then you fly a lot better than if your neck muscle is all crammed up and you sort of trying to. People turn right, they fly the track. Oh no, actually the left. We fly on our track to the left a lot, and then I see people on the pilot line turning their head to the left until they can't anymore. Then they sit there like that, and after 2 minutes they're done and their neck hurts. So
yeah. Now, you mentioned something about that you've been heading up racing over there down there in Australia where you're at. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so pretty much a year ago, one of my friends here I used to fly with, he said, Benedikt, down there in Sydney, which is around an hour, 2 hours drive from here, they have a FPV race event coming up. I think that's right up your alley. I think you should turn up there. So, okay, cool. Put some things together and turned up there. So I've taken a micro quad on like these.
Right. Yeah.
And turn up there and say, look, that's what I'm going to fly. And, people were laughing a little bit. So, you're going to fly that? Because everyone else had like 250, 450 brushless monsters going on there. And so we went on this kart track, and people tried to fly around the track, and it was like the complete massacre, demolition derby, everyone was crashing left, right, and center, and I could fly this thing really well. I had clocked lots of hours on this thing, so I was zipping through the track, and guess what? I won the event. So I said, "Yeah, cool, let's do it again. Let's keep the micro quad flag up, and let's just go there and show people what these little things can do." But then two things happened. So at first, people get better, and if you have a properly set up brushless quad, and they learn that you need to make it a little smaller, so you take like a 150 or 180 quad, and you don't necessarily put 5S on there, but it's fine with 3S, and if you're really good, you can fly it on 4S as well, but then you really got to dial in your quad throttle curve and practice before you hit it full.
Right.
People got faster, and so my chances of winning with the micro got less.
Right.
And also, I developed, another strain of the hobby for myself, which was I was really interested in, spectating that because a lot of the time I spent on the racetrack was not flying, because if we have like 20 people turning up there, then I would be in like every fifth heat maybe, and then I'd not win the semifinals, and then I'd spend another 2 or 3 hours not flying. But you don't go home immediately after you're out. That's just not what I do. But I like to hang around there and play with and talk with people, exchange information. So I spent a lot of time there, but I realized I only spent like 2, 3, 4 batteries at max actually flying. So I started putting together a ground station which can receive all 4, still flying only with 4 pilots, which can receive all 4 channels, and I could look at all other 4 pilots at any time flying.
Right. That's awesome.
And from there, and that was, I had a very basic setup, which was basically a security video recorder. You can buy like 4 8-channel security video recorders, which have 4 to 8 analog inputs, and you can just connect multiple FPV receivers or any analog video sources for that matter onto this thing, and then make them do various things like record them or display them in a split screen. Just have 4 FPV screens on one. And that's what I put together and brought it there, put it like on a stick there and, say, hey guys, look at that. And I recorded it and, I thought it's cool. And
it went over very well, didn't it?
Oh, people love to say, what the heck? How did you do that?
Yeah.
And, well, I've just taken a few things apart and soldered this here and this there, and suddenly, shading, it worked. And so that's cool. We're doing a national event in April, and that was back in February this year. And do you want to come along? So well, sounds good. Let's do it. So I packed in all the stuff, and I made a little road trip down the coast. I shot some video, but I never published it. But it was pretty cool. So I was driving 1,600 kilometers. It is down the coast from Sydney to Melbourne. Right. And put the thing up there and did my recording thing, and lots of people have seen it and thought, it's kind of cool. But the main thing, what happened there for me, is I have seen that FPV racing can be a really big thing. There came spectators and people got completely enthusiastic about it, and it was just an awesome atmosphere. And we had people there also from the States. Mr. Night Fury was flying at this event.
Yeah.
So and we were hanging around at the night there with them and talking about it. And he said, you guys are really doing this very well. This was one of the best organized events I've ever seen, and your video technology and everything was awesome. So we didn't only have that split screen feed there, but we also distributed that on large screens for people to see around the track. And this was at that time, February this year. It doesn't seem like very far back, but at that time, no one was really doing this, and this was at some tin shed in the hinterland of Melbourne, where really no one, I think, would lose its way to. But we actually had spectators. Not huge crowd, but I don't know, 200, 300 spectators or something over the day were coming into that place, and it's been an exhibition center, so I guess some people knew that there would be something going on every weekend or so. So, quite a few people came and watched. And for me, I realized this is something what I want to do. I always was interested in RC and wireless communication and video, and now these 3 things happen together. So I started to research what I need to do in order to make a live video editing, because that seemed to me the thing what I wanted to do, live video editing. So I can make a video, what happens right now, and which really shows what's, honestly what's happening, and nothing, fancy edited afterwards to it. And then show this live at the first time, like we do now, but also capture a live event, how exactly it was, and then not having the burden afterwards of editing it, because, editing a 1 or 2 hour piece, that's a massive time and resource hog.
It's more authentic too, Ben. It's more authentic that way.
Exactly. So, that's why I have this video switcher here, what you see me using now. It has, not sure if I can put this now, it's not the camera on this one here. This is like a little broadcast panel DUI key, which I can use to, so when I press this button up here, then comes back to this screen, or you can use the slider here to fade between them halfway. So, and that's what I use here to kind of do my little show here. And for example, I have a camera up here, which I then use to show shots on the desk, etc. And I can put the monitor here in here to show some things where where things happen online. So in this whole equipment I carry along with the whole box of receivers to the racetracks, and one race is tomorrow. I hope it's not too windy. And do the show from there, and it just records onto discs, and then I cut it a little bit and process it to make it streamable on YouTube, and then this goes onto our YouTube channel. So this all runs under the banner fpvr.org, FPV Racing Systems.
Okay.
And so you can go to fpvr.org, and we also have a YouTube channel by the same name, fpvr.org. So you see 1 day ago, 2 days ago. So I just came back on Tuesday from one race, and these are the 2 recordings here. So this is not necessarily something what many people want to watch, because it's like an hour of FPV racing with not much explaining or interesting parts for like an uninvolved spectator.
Right. But
this is for the people who are there. So this only probably has like 100 views each video, but that's the people who have been there and rewatching it. And for example, no, John, you missed that flag, so you disqualified from that. So it adds like a whole layer to the whole thing, because people know they can't cheat. If you've missed that flag, it'll be on YouTube afterwards, and you'll get the hate from your friends if you continue cheating.
You're right.
So and we also can. Yeah, please.
I do have a question. Eddie Koken wants to know the name of that switcher, that television switcher of yours that you were just showing us.
Yeah, so this is the ATEM television studio. It's revolutionary cheap in terms of broadcast terms, but most people probably still would just want to have this for hobby, won't like the price tag at all. But so this is what I'm using is the ATEM television studio. So this is a big massive shot here, but this is it's this device here. So it's like a 19-inch rack. It's just like an inch thick, but it's a device which you mount into a 19-inch rack, and as you can see here, there's 8 inputs. 4 SDI inputs and 4 HDMI inputs, and then on the other side here's outputs. And using a software or a hardware panel, you switch between video sources. And the big advantage of that is it's just like 100% reliable and performant all the way through. There's no hiccups as I couldn't encode this, and that's why it looks crappy, or a transition is stuttering because the software can't keep up. So this is like an end-to-end hardware solution. I connect this to a VDU, a Teradek VDU streaming device to stream this directly to YouTube. So the main objective here was not only for my live streaming from the workshop, but also for the FPV recording, that there's no software, as in like a laptop with some open source software or something doing the switching, etc. involved, because whatever I tried on that front, it requires a lot of grunt on the machine, so you can't just take like a MacBook Air, what I'm now using to run that switcher, but you would need like a MacBook Pro or some other. I don't like Windows PCs anymore, so another beefy laptop to run the whole thing, especially when you're mobile. But then, even then, this just turned out for me not to be a reliable solution, and I just want to have a turnkey solution. I want to put it there, put the power on, and then things
got it. Yeah,
shall work.
Done in one, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Now, I got a question for you, Ben. Getting back to that race that you went to down in, I think you said, where was that race that you said you went to, down in Melbourne, or not?
Yes, so that was the first one. That was the first national one. That was in Ballarat, which is near Melbourne. Yeah, that was the one which kind of, for me, set the idea in my head. I need to get more involved and do things around the whole video live processing side of things, and that was in August, which is now six months ago. Sorry, in April. And since then I bought quite a lot of different video gear, what you see now, where this stuff is currently produced and recorded from, and where a lot of my FPV videos and also the videos where you see me flying around in the house here are recorded off, because I use the switcher and the recorders on that video station to record my flights. I found, FPV recording can be quite challenging, because the analog FPV stream has a lot of artifacts which do not compress very well. So if you use like a cheap recorder from like a security camera system, you will get a lot of video artifacts, compression artifacts, and dropped frames and crashed codecs, etc. So that's why I use hardware for that. Unfortunately, not cheap either, but the whole time and headache I spent in figuring this out. This is from Blackmagic as well. I'm using Blackmagic Design Hyperdeck. So this is not the Hyperdeck Shuttle, but the big boy, Hyperdeck Studio, which is a rack-mounted disk recorder. So it records directly to SSDs. That means you can literally record that in uncompressed format, although it's not required. Just ProRes LT, which is a lot more bandwidth than you can usually record on one of these security things. And that's where a lot of the technology is derived from that we use in FPV. That just produces a lot better image quality. And I felt that was necessary, because one of my plans why I wanted to set up this whole system is to compare FPV streams. So for example, I did one video where I compared two video receivers, and I'm using a slide transition, so you can basically slide instead of making a soft transition like this, it would slide the screen across. I would have the output of one receiver on one side of the screen and the output of the other receiver on the other side, and really make a live comparison at the same time, at the same flight, what one receiver sees and what the other sees.
Oh, okay.
And so that's why it's not only to getting the whole show running as such, but also as a sort of technical analysis system to really record as accurately as I can what's actually happening, and then put it out there for people to comment, discuss about this, and maybe even derive their own conclusions of that, which I even haven't gotten to. And by showing things as as comprehensive, as complete and honest as I can, I get a lot of good feedback, and I learn a lot of things from that. So it's one of the motivations for me as well, to just just put the camera on and do the things here live and say, look, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not exactly sure if it's working out, but I'll do it, and I show you all the mistakes I make, so you can learn something from it. Absolutely. But also, I make mistakes that I don't even realize, and I have lots of smart people watching.
Yep.
So they tell me. I usually have a chat room open when I do these live streams, so people can comment, and I learn probably the most by doing these things.
Right. My question to you though was, when you went to that race, nobody there knew who you were.
That's right. So I did have quite a bit of a followership already online, and but I didn't have much contact with any people local, and they said, "Oh, what are you doing? You think this crappy micro is getting around the track at all?" And the funny thing is, I think twice I won the event, and the third time I was close, but I was still pretty good in the race. But yeah, it opened the eyes of many people on the track, and lots of my local friends there now, they fly micros as well. And what especially has taken off is tiny whooping. So, we have tiny whoops flying around the whole racetrack in between the races and afterwards and before, when we put up things, someone is buzzing around with the tiny whoop and face whooping people or just following people and get some nice footage.
So now any of those people down there that you met at the race, have they become your friends now and discovered who the legendary Benedikt Haak is?
Yeah, of course. Lots of people discovered that it's quite a rich source of stuff. So now people come and we sit here and build together, or we sit here and fly together. Every Friday afternoon, I just,
right
under the hand, I've said everyone who's close by here, can come by on Friday, and we sit here and play, fly, and build. It was good for me because, before that, I've spent so much time only doing online my things,
right.
and I don't go outside to do anything else, but microcopter things. I don't leave the house. Well, the only other occasion where I do leave the house is to go to the dojo. So,
right.
in order to keep fit, I decided 2 years ago to start again with martial arts. So that's what I spent a lot of time, like 3, 4, 5 times.
You hear that out there, folks? Don't mess with Ben. Okay.
So no, it's a very family-friendly place.
Right.
I went there for one main reason, to do a sport together with my son. So we gave him there. He liked it, so I joined too, and we both do this with a lot of energy. But yeah, apart from that, I'm not leaving the house much. My job is here, my life is here.
Right.
My wife is doing all the shopping that I can't do online.
Right.
So I only have these 2 reasons: karate and micro quads to leave the house.
Right.
So yeah, that's how things have become. I'm very happy with that.
Well, all right then. I think I'm just looking to see if there's any other questions for you. I don't think I have any. Anybody else have any questions for Ben before we send him free to go look for more housing? I don't see anything coming up. Well, I want to thank you, Ben. We ran a little over, but I'm glad that we did.
We always do.
Yeah, that's true. We always end up chatting our faces off. I hope our viewers learned something tonight, and check out Ben at www.micromotorwarehouse.com. He has a U.S. warehouse. He's accessible. You can always shoot him an email. He'll answer your questions. He's a good guy. So I really thank you, Ben, for coming on to Rotor-Talk tonight. I certainly learned a few things tonight, especially how to amp up my own show. So I thank you for that, and I hope to have you back again soon, sir.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ed, for having me here. I really enjoyed this, and I like what you do, and I think it's really important. People like you bringing the whole crowd together and showing everyone what's happening. I learned a lot from you too. Thanks a lot for having me here.
Thank you, Ben. Good night, and we'll look forward to having you on again soon.
See you later.
See you later. Good luck in your house hunting. All right, well, that was Benedikt Haak. I'm very, very glad to have him on tonight. It was a great, informative session with him. Like I said, I look forward to having him back. Again, thank you, Ben. Now, I just wanted to... It got by me. I was supposed to play Jeremy Beasley's video, and I'm going to play that right now. But Jeremy, I'm also going to play it next week, too, at the beginning of the show. So don't fret, my friend. But here's Jeremy Beasley's video. Let me put this on the desktop. I watched it earlier. It's quite good, folks. Take a moment to watch this with us here. Oh, I gotta make sure my desktop volume is good. Here we go. Oh.
Team RCAV out here. Me and Mr. Calderon out here. We're gonna be, we're flying it like we stole it, basically. What it comes down to is it's rainy and we said screw it. So we're out here hoping to fly some FPV later. It should clear up. But other than that, we'll get some video of us flying. Maybe of Mo crashing. It's probably going to be me crashing. But we'll see what we can get for you guys. So you're going to fly formation? I'll do it. Okay, so that was the end of the day for us. Now we have decided to come in from flying, and we met up with our other teammate, Miguel Gonzalez. Say hey, Miguel. And we're going to work on our delta wings. We're going to build some, see if I got the shot there. We're building the Assassins. So from, is it Crash Test Hobbies that we bought these from? Mm-hmm. So we're going to be building one Reaper and two Assassins. Mo is getting his out. Mine is in the bag here. So until next time, this is Team RCAV signing out.
That was pretty good, Jeremy. I like that. Thank you very much for that contribution. And you too can have your video played on Rotor-Talk Live. If you're interested in any type of field contribution, whether it be you're covering a race or... hold on here. There we go. Liked it so nice, I was going to play it twice. If you're interested in contributing to any type of content, an interview, a race, or a build, or an opinion, or something to Rotor-Talk, by all means, send me a message, and we can get you on. We can bring you on for a live review over the Aces Deals live Rotor-Talk Skype line. And now we're going to give away, by the way, the Aces Deals $50 gift certificate. So what I'm going to do is let me get a random generator up here. Bear with me, folks. Here we go. Random.org. And here we go. Between 1 and 500. 500. And we're going to generate. And the number is 34. So let's go and see who's got number 34. 34. Where is it here? Where's... hold on. I think I have to refresh. Who's got 34? Or closest to a 34 without going over? Looks like Jonathan Rutherford. Let me just double check. That's it. Jonathan Rutherford. You have won the Aces Deals $50 gift certificate. Compliments of Peter Ellen over to Aces Deals. So what I want you to do is send me a message on Rotor-Talk, and I'll connect you with Peter Ellen, or if you know how to contact Peter Ellen yourself through his Aces Deals Facebook page, send him a message, tell him that you won the $50 gift certificate, and he'll accommodate you. However, I don't know how that's going to work, whether it's an e-gift certificate or whatever, or a paper one in the mail, I don't know, but contact Peter Ellen, and congratulations, Jonathan, you won the $50 gift certificate from Aces Deals. And all right, that's going to conclude my show tonight. We ran a little long. I want to thank everybody for watching the program tonight, but more importantly, please get the word out. Please share Rotor-Talk. Please share Extreme RC TV. Even more important, this is an up-and-running venture. The engineers and the owner have invested a lot of time and a lot of money, and this channel is going to take off. So be one of the early pioneers, one of the early adopters, one of the early supporters, one of the legacy supporters of Extreme RC TV. Share it with your friends, and you share it with your family, and it's all genres of RC, whether it be land, water, air, snow, you name it. Extreme RC TV is going to have it there for you. So again, thank you for watching Rotor-Talk tonight. I appreciate your signing in and joining in with the program tonight. It's really important to me, and it really matters. And don't forget, we are for the pilot. We are for you, the RC pilot, first and foremost. All right? Thanks for watching, everybody, and good night.